jump right into blocking. Mark, 3 items on blocking. Anything you teach on blocking?
Okay, blocking. Just get over the net. That's the key thing. I know it's easy. Blocking, I'm going to talk about that later. It's when you think about it, setting, passing, they're all difficult skills. Blocking's simple. All you got to do is jump and put your hands over the net. Easy. But I tell you what, the results you get from blocking often deter people from wanting to do it a lot and deter coaches from wanting to practice it. But a couple of things that work on. Let's get a couple of blockers, any of the middles, doesn't matter who. I'll borrow this ball here. So what I'm going to do is hit the ball up. I just want you to work on jumping over. I'm going to hit it up into your hands. Okay? So this is working on getting the feel for penetrating over the net. So like that. Working on hands over, cutting the net quickly, ball coming down on our side. So you can do this with your hitters. Hands over the net. And you'll see, obviously for the people sitting along the net, you'll see a little easier than anyone else. But Hammy's getting over the net. And she's sealing the net. So she looks like this as she's over the net. And if you can get to here, that height, you're going to be an effective blocker as long as you get over the net. Now, can you block badly?
Yes.
You can? All right, okay. She's going to block badly now. She's going to block with her hands back off the net. You got it? So you can see, hopefully, the people along the net back off the net. There. A lot different than sealing and penetrating over the net. Key thing is height over the net. This height doesn't matter anywhere near as much as this. You get over the net, and like I said, if you can get your, I don't know, halfway up your forearm over, anywhere like that, you're going to be a much better blocker than you realise because hitters hit the ball down.
And emphasis of blocking with your hands, not your forearms. Jump as high as you need to block the ball with your hands. And you're usually going to block the ball with one hand, not 2 hands. So there's going to be on our website again, my assistant coach, Laura Benzing, who's here, has some great blocking drills with vision. We're going to have that on the website to show you in the next couple of weeks. So blocking. Michael.
A couple of things we emphasize just above the net that I want to talk about. First thing is we try to block with the thick part of our hands as best case scenario. So what I tell my players oftentimes is thumbs up, fingers out, being big in the air. For every inch you take in the net, you take a foot off the end line for your defenders to cover. So I think it's really important that we thumbs up, fingers out, and big hands, we say frequently. Mark spoke to penetrating over the net. A drill that we like to do, which is, we start very basic on this drill, and it goes to a lot more advanced on this, is to make sure to see the hands coming over the net. The first one is just a double jump drill. So I'm going to ask Christy to take the ball out of my hand and put it back in. So this is guaranteeing that in balance, she's going to land balanced, both feet. She's going to reach over the net, grab the ball without getting the net, best case scenario, and put it back in my hand. She has to control her body in the air. She has to have a tight stomach. We always ask also to exhale during this execution. On the more advanced end, and advanced for the coaches mostly, is a catch and release drill. And the catch and release is have a coach stand sideways or straight on if it's easier, and you want to toss the ball so it stays on my side of the net. I'm going to ask Chrissy to grab the ball on my side of the net and let it go on my side of the net. So we'll see how it goes. So here, if you want to start on the net first for the timing of it, this is more of a timing issue now, but you can really push and advance her over the net as she goes. Now we can also ask her to first move, front the ball, and do the same drill. So I'd ask her to be here, slide over, same thing. Go to the right side, slide over first, front it, grab it. That was a tough one right there. One more time. And there we go from there. Okay?
All right, John's going to talk about footwork. You know, there's always the big debate, do you swing block or not swing block? There's a lot of countries that do well with swing blocking, some don't swing block. So it's not that you only have to swing. I see little kids swing blocking that can't get over the net anyway. So I'd let them play defense, you know? So, all right, John, go ahead. Footwork.
We made some decisions, as you do, in our in between seasons, and we're going to actually change. We did this once before. We're going to movement block, swing block, whatever you want to call it. And for us, the reason to change is when we look at the teams that are beating us consistently, their outside hitters are too good. And so we decided we had to be bigger. And I don't think swing blocking, after doing it a while now, gets you there faster. I think your brain is what gets you there faster in most cases, or determination. But I think it can, the way you do it can get you there and be more athletic. It can make you be higher and make you be stronger. So what we're doing is choosing the situation we're going to do it in. We are going to swing block when our opponents are out of system this year. We're going to have to make a lot of choices, but we do have players that are smart, and they show us that every day in practice. So Cass is just going to make a move. Let's just do it facing him here and pretend. Here's our net right here. Let's say you're inside helping on the 3. You're going to go outside. Don't swing block. Just do the move you're going to do to go over there and block. Okay, very good at locating. She has to find out where to put it, like they're already talking about. Lines up on the ball and penetrates over as far as she can. For a lot of people, it's very hard to be explosive here. That's why there's a difference between approach jump and block jump. So let's do it swinging now. Just turn. She's just going to turn and run, and it's like her approach. All right? It does make her higher. It does make her stronger at the top, usually. It does have more errors that could be involved because you have to locate, you have to be careful of drifting, you have to do it in concert with someone else. So the hardest part about swing blocking is knowing how to teach it, I think, and then having enough practice time and strength or endurance in your legs to be able to do it. All right, so I'll be glad to talk with you about it during the clinic. I'm not an expert at it. There are some great people around the country that know a lot. Our reason for doing it is just simply that when we get our opponent out of system and we know they're setting them, we are going to be bigger and stronger when they get to there. And make them be better hitters next year and not allow them to beat us in that situation. Either that or we had to serve easier and try to get them to set middle because we had a better chance. Yes, sir?
What's your thoughts
On in-system? Blocking in-system? It kind of depends. You don't want to get too crazy with the decisions they have to make. Our middles this year will probably block in-system swing blocking, but that's what we'll want them to do, all right, because it's the way you do it. But there's too many situations, all right, where you cheat and get to a place and you don't have room, all right. We would like people to help better in the middle of the court, so Cass as a right side blocker would have to be able to do both. But they're going to have to be able to do both. That's part of the hard part is it's one skill. You're teaching two things, and it's a huge time commitment and energy commitment. What you do usually in this situation is hurt your best player because your best player probably hits out of the front row, hits out of the back row, maybe jump serves, and then you teach them to swing block and block another way, and all of a sudden they're hurt. And it's the coach's strategy that's the reason, not their body.
So,
I like swing dancing, all right? I like traditional blocking. But do we practice swing blocking? Sure. We practice it a little bit because we want to have the ability to hit against it because we know there's a plethora of teams that use it. So if my job is to train my team, I have to train in the gym against things we're going to see. So we practice that. We spend some time doing it. And then when the game starts, we traditionally have gone back to just basic blocking. So if Cass is out here, we'll just do two things that we talk about. Either she's inside as a right side blocker, meaning she's going to be helping on the 31. Say it's a bad pass, she can now take a step out to the right so she now can focus on her hitter. She's either going to be outside, inside, so she's going to step outside and seal line, a step close block, or if we're playing some teams and they're swing hitters and we know they're going to be swinging outside, inside to out, I'll say, hey, you're going to start inside, but then get yourself outside and you can always step in. So she would read the play, get all the way outside, and now she could step in if she has to. For us, the major thing we talk about on blocking, and do I think swing blocking is bad? I think it's bad when people say the only way you can play is you have to swing block. Because again, we won the last 4 national championships without swing blocking. So the last 4 years of saying that means it's not true. Doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means it's not true. all right? Because maybe it's going to be the next 4 years, all right? So now John's going to do it. So if John does it next year and they win the national championship, then maybe I'll have to spend more time swing blocking, all right? But I'm a stubborn old guy, and all I want my blockers to understand is one simple concept: front the hitter, all right? Front the hitter. Most people are going to hit the ball the direction that the ball is taking them, all right? So if I was going to stand here and throw the ball as far as I could throw it farther this way than this way and that way. So I want her to have the ability, if I'm coming in here, she's going to be in front. Whether she wants her outside hand on the ball, that's fine. And if it's a middle hitter coming in, and the middle hitter's coming in, and she's now going to front the middle, it's the same thing. Whether he's coming from the right side to hit from the 2, or he's coming from the left side, and he's going to hit a 31 or a 1, and he's coming in this way, it's the same thing. I want my blockers to understand front the hitter. What do? We spend a lot of time positional blocking one-on-one, because we know in the game that's going to happen.
We're going to end with a wrap.
And they have to have the ability to give and take away shots. So, there's some players, Cassidy was a player, you couldn't do one thing with her because she had the full array of shots in addition to hitting a roll shot. But maybe another hitter on another team, we know this is her shot. So if we know that player X likes to hit line, we're going to start by giving her line the whole time. So she's thinking, oh my God, they're giving me line. That's my bread and butter. I'm going to take it home. And then when she goes up to jump, the block comes in and we're taking line. But we're not taking it early. We have a game plan, and the game plan is to take it when the person's hitting it. Don't give it away. Don't give away what your intention is, because why give the other team your game plan? Some teams we play, you can figure out their game plan in the first 5 points of the match. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but it's helpful to know what they want to do.
Hey, one thing about blocking, and this is so important, the levels you coach at, very few hitters are reaching 10 feet. If they are, call us, When they're not reaching 9.5, 9.4, blocking becomes less of a concern as opposed to playing backcourt. It's always easier to deflect Maria Luis from Cuba, or Cassidy, or Alex Kleinman, or any great hitter if you block them. But at your levels, you need to just, again, defense versus block, you got to figure it out. Hey, simple movements to be balanced are, again, a key in blocking. So if this is the center line, being parallel to it causes me less drift as opposed to this or swing blocking. All right? Block with your hands. Practice it a lot. The 2 most under-taught skills in America are serving and blocking. So, all right, setting.